Adam Nip here with Warden Don McKay for another edition of Webchat with the Warden. A very hot week to come here in Oxford County, Don, and you've spent many a days out in the fields working in this type of heat. And do you have any suggestions for the public on how to stay cool in this weather?
Well, number one is just having lots of fresh water and keep drinking it. I know it's always we get so many sugar drinks that are cold, but water is the number one that you're going to do, and stay in the shade, but get out and enjoy the many things that are around Oxford County.
Well, we're lucky because we have a shady spot here to talk about waste management, and the county's been going through a process, and there's some resolutions starting to come out now for County Council to discuss on Wednesday night. And one of those, I guess, is saying no to an organics program, but yes to backyard composting. What's the difference between those two?
Well, certainly in the urban areas, it's very easy to compost any of your kitchen waste, any of your organics. You simply can dump them in on the edge of the field or have a compost area. But certainly when you're in even a small village or in our large and urban areas, it's quite a problem if your neighbor has that just open area. But the backyard composters can do the trick in taking care of that waste. And also leaves you a good product to use in your flour breads and that. So we want to, as a county, see how much we can do to encourage both the availability of the backyard composters and the education as to how to use them and properly care for them.
So would they be free, like your first recycling bins? Would that be something you'd expect the public to pay for to participate in?
Well, that's part of the discussion, and we would very much encourage the public's input on that. How do we best manage, for the greater good, the common good of community, this area of our waste stream? It's very high volume, or high weight rather, and it's mostly water. So obviously the easiest place is to deal with it in your own home, in your own backyard, but it has to be done properly, or the neighbors, it doesn't make for good neighbor relations if not managed properly. So we will take a look at that. That's a good suggestion as to get them out there, but again, we need to help people learn how to use them. Several have, and that would be the best part, if the neighbors who have figured it out can encourage and help others in that neighbor-to-neighbor education and awareness.
All right, good point there. Speaking of, odors, not organic, but an issue coming from a county facility on the 11th line. What's the latest on the county's dealing with this situation? Yeah,
we have a biofilter there, so anything biological is alive, and it works well when the bacteria is alive and can eat and consume that odor that's coming off of the sewage being pumped from Embro is the one of concern. The one working from the Interkip facility is working well. What happened though, that in essence there was a kill that killed off that bacteria, and now we have to regrow it to bring it back to life and make it work. So we're committed to that. The neighbors are working with us to ensure that we have reached the optimal outcome.
Is there a timeline as to how long it'll take to, as you said, regrow that bacteria and solve the problem?
Well, the company doing it is suggesting 2 weeks. Certainly my experience with our lagoons in Tavistock, once you upset them, it takes a full 2 weeks to do. So that our first attempt at bringing it back wasn't 100% successful, so we'll be attempting that. That was started last week, so hopefully this week, and certainly with this weather, all of us are hoping that that gets resolved.
Okay, very good. So smelly issues before County Council this week. Thanks once again, Don.
Thank you, and again, we do encourage the public. Have your input so that we can have the best community possible, and again, at an affordable price.
There you have it.